Yes, your boy, Triple J. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on the Three Bells podcast tonight, where we have an NXT recap show. I am joined by my guys, Dez, Taker, Mr. AKA himself, and my guy, Sugar Shane O'Mac. Guys, what a wonderful night we got tonight at NXT. Whew, what a roadblock to stand on the level we're going to be getting, guys. How are we doing? How are we feeling? And guys, I missed y'all over the past 24 hours. Talk to me, guys. Des?
Yeah, what's good? What's good, everybody? What up? What up? What up? What up? It's your boy Mundo, aka Mr. AKA himself. What's up, fellas? I'm doing good. And I definitely enjoyed tonight's episode of NXT. It was a lot going on. Yeah, I'm ready to get it going. What up, Shane?
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. What's good, fellas? How you doing? Hope everyone is doing all right. Hope everyone is well. Hope everyone saw this episode of NXT. Woo! We got a lot to talk about. This was one hell of an episode. But I'm here. You're here. Let's get it. J Boogie.
Yes, sir. Let's get it. You know, what a opening in the way it started. We got Ilya Dragunov coming out to the ring,
Oh, I
calling out
forgot. Jay, I'm sorry, I forgot. Can I do it? I almost forgot to do
Demon.
it.
Do it!
Here we go.
Yeah, now I can feel a little bit more loose. Woosa. Okay, we got Ilya coming out, and pretty much he's calling out Mello in this opening segment. And, Mello did come out and answer him during the whole situation. But one thing I did catch from that whole segment was the fact that Mello brung up ruthless aggression. Hmm, I just caught that. And as well, you know, Mello hit a couple of points about, about how he makes him sick and his custom outfits and how he's spiteful about everything and doesn't really want to talk till there's a contract from Ava. And then he was like, get it all in order and we can talk some business. Now, guys, from that opening segment, which is considered a promo to start the show, what did you guys think of this little opening act with Ilya and Mello? Shane, I'm going to start with you and then Mundo.
It was interesting to see Mello come out with, I counted nine guys as part of his security team. Just show what the security team was for. Was it just for Dragonov? Or was it for anyone else that felt that they can get their hands on Mello? Like, does he have that many haters at this point? But yeah, I guess he wanted to do everything, legally, wanted stuff on paper. So he had to get Ava to come out and make it official. And I like how, in spite of the fact that he had, these big security guys, Dragonov managed to get his hands on two of them. So that was fun. That was fun to watch. A nice little exchange there. But this is a good opener as a reminder of this little dance that Dragonov and Mello is about to embark, or a reason why we should hate Mello more and like Mello more and like Dragonov more and hate him more. But it was needed, and it was a good opener to have them both open.
Yeah, I enjoyed it myself. One thing that stuck out that Dragunov said, he called Mello a disgusting rodent of a man. I've, I've never heard anybody say that before. That's really insulting right there. And then he said to Mello, he said, "What you're looking for," and he pointed at the NXT title and said, "It's right here." And then he proceeded to call Mello out, and he says, "You're the champ." Mello says this to Ilya, "You're the champ, but I make this place go." Meaning, he don't need the championship to make things happen. He is the guy at NXT, champion or not, and I back him 100% on that one because look at who started and ended the show, the guy. The fans started chanting "Shut the hell up," and I'm like, I don't understand why they're so disrespectful to this man. As much as he done for these stupid ass fans, man. Um, Yeah. Then Mello proceeds to say to Ilya, like, "What? You still mad? I used you and had tricked out the great Ilya Dragunov. Like, he's like, you still mad about that? Like, get over it, Trick. No pun intended. Um, And so like you said, Shane, he just, he wanted to conduct things the proper way, the right way, talk business with the boss in the ring, contracts to be signed, and I don't blame him for that. Why? I should get in the ring with you right now so you can try to attack me? No, F that. I'm too nice for that. I'm too big for that. So let's go mellow. Back to you, Jay.
Nice thoughts from you two guys on that one. Like, you know, I can see you're definitely on that mellow train, and I don't blame you guys. And it was good to hear that he was, throwing shots at Trick in the middle of all of this. So, you know, my thoughts is Trick is going to be lurking within the next week or two. Just my gut feeling with it. And after that, we got here we go, promo two. We got Ava in the back talking with Gigi and everything, but notices that you know she was like, the women's division is pretty much stacked at the moment, and you got to give it some time. But then proceeds and Jada's in her office, and she's like, "How did you get in here?" And she talks to her, and she was like, basically, "Look, I'm overlooked. I want to fight. I want this. I want that." And Gigi's more or less like, "Look, don't overstep your boundaries. I'm here. Get yourself a line, this and that." And they proceeded to argue, and Ava said, "Look, this is a match we're going to have later on," which was cool, to actually announce that. And that led into our first match with Kalani Jordan, wink wink, against Kiana James with Izzy Dame and the side. Jesus Christ with these names already. From what I seen in this match, both ladies were doing all right. It's good to see Kalani doing extra now. She got, the first match of the night. She's doing a little bit more moves, trying her best. But, you know, as always, the person that's been there longer wins. Guys, did you like the outcome of this match as far as who won the match? And what were your basic thoughts on it, the entirety of it? Des, I'm going to start with you, and then Sugar Shane.
Um, excuse me, guys. I don't know what's going on with my voice right now, but I'm fighting through this. But the first note that I took down was what Vic Joseph said, which was hilarious. He said this wouldn't be the first James to be jealous of a Jordan. And then he looked at Booker and was like, "Yeah, you like what I did with that just now?" He said, "Let's see what the internet, if they go crazy over that." I was cracking up. I'm like, wow. He really said that. I don't know if you, Jay, I know you got it, but I don't know if Shane, you understood what that whole shade moment was just then, and in that match. But that was hilarious to me. Uh, what I noticed, I put the TV on mute during the commercial, and I was still watching the match, and Kiana was kicking Kalani's ass the entire commercial break, like the entire commercial break. She was fucking her up, and I was like, God damn, like non-stop beating her ass. And Kalani tried to come back, and towards the end of the match, she was outside the ring on the ring side area. She was getting ready to do some type of move over the rope, and Izzy just snatched that bitch out of the air and dragged her. And she came down with so much force on that ring apron, and then I was like, holy shit, ouch! And then it was pretty much over from there. Kiana got that win, and I thought it was a good match overall. I don't mind the ending at all. Like I said, that was the hardest hit of the night. I mean, well, the match for me when she got dragged out the air by Izzy. I was like, shit, Shane.
Yeah, I agree. That impact, especially on her head, I was like, wow. Like that really was like the hardest hit. And even on Twitter, they was talking about how that was like, is she okay? Is she all right? Like that looked real painful. But they was going at it like back and forth. I really enjoyed this match. And of course, when you have one person versus another one person, but she brings company or they bring company with them, you kind of feel that there's going to be some interference, and of course there was some interference. Why else wouldn't you be out there ringside? Well, you're just gonna clap for them and stand there and look cute? No, you're gonna do something to help your friend or your homie to win the match, and that's what happened. Because trust and believe, if that Izzy wasn't there, it would have been a good win for Kalani. But unfortunately, you had to do the cheat thing, and Kiana wins. But all in all, I would say that it was a very good match, and I really enjoyed it. Jay, Jay,
Is this thing on?
Jay.
Sorry, guys. I was having the button problem here as well, trying to unmute this stuff. I'm sorry. But, after that, we got a little segment that they just showed as far as, the women's title being talked about and, the stuff that happened with Roxanne Perez and Jakara Jackson in the back, which led into the debut of the Good Bros, the OC, versus Idris and Malik. And, that was a very interesting match. I found it, pretty good for the OC, basically for the fact that they look still kind of fresh. Like, they're older guys and they still performed in the ring. Great outcome to the match, and wow, what an ending to it. Guys, I know, like, with all that went on during that fight, what were your thoughts? And do you hope to see more of the Good Brothers as far as, matter of fact, do you feel that this stay within NXT should, go just the same way that core business is going, long and extended? Shane, I'm going to start with you and then Mundo.
I'm sorry. What is the question that you asked? Like, could you?
Basically, is, the fight itself,
Mhm.
and also besides the outcome at the end, what
Mhm.
what are your thoughts on the Good Brothers as far as, being a tag team there? Should they be like Corbin and stay there, a year, 2 years, and just help what we got down there as far as with the youth? Or do you think this is gonna be just a one time, 2 time thing with them and they're back on the main show?
Okay, gotcha. All in all, I thought this was a good match. Of course, you had young and hungry versus older and seasoned and already been here, done that, and you still have these youngins that's still trying to get their feet wet. And even Booker T was like, look at these guys. Like they're doing all of this jumping, jiving, and it's like, meanwhile you're going against the OC. Like these guys are really serious. Like they know what they're doing, man. You know what I mean? Like it's like, and it was cool. It was cute to see these guys, jump off the ropes and do all of this fast stuff. But again, I always say, what wins, speed or strength, speed or muscles? And one thing for sure that the OC have, that Gallows Anderson, they are some powerful sons of bitches. You hear me? Those are some powerful dudes. All in all, it was good to see. It was good to watch, even though we knew that OC was going to win. So it was good to see them winning. And it was also interesting to see Chase U come out and Axion and Frazier, is that dude's other name? And even LWO came out to like basically go after OC. And the tag team champions, the Wolf Dogs, they were standing over on the balcony, like, just looking and laughing at everybody. And it was interesting to see all of these tag teams at the same time. It's like, dude, this is the frame. This is the picture at the current tag team culture on NXT. This is a monster. A monster. I am so looking forward to what is going to happen moving forward as to who is going to fight, because at this point anybody can fight with anybody, but it seems like everybody has their eyes on OC because these dudes are back. They need to stay right here at NXT and just sweep house, just clean house, because you're getting, look at all this TV time that they got just today, just tonight alone, compared to the past what two months at SmackDown. How many minutes total did they have screen time on SmackDown compared to a couple minutes from last week NXT and all of NXT tonight? That's my answer. Mundo.
I actually don't have anything to add to that. Shane was just spot on with everything with the match and after the match, and moving forward with the OC on NXT. So, Shane, I'm with you.
What an honor. Thank you, man.
That was the longest answer you have ever given. Thank you, Dad. Thank you very much.
Oh my goodness. That triple J and that boom effect on rubbed on me. Oh God. Somebody help me.
See, this is what I get on Tuesdays. Jesus Christ. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, the BS. But hey, it's what the triple man gets. Moving on. We get Ava in the back with Mr. Obi-Wan Kenobi himself. And he's asking her for his next victim. And she says he just gotta sit back and wait. And look who pops up right in his face. Mr. Dragunov, and he just looks at him and laughs and walks off. So you already know something there is brewing. That they gotta, that's a match down the line, guys. And that led into Dez's favorite fighter on NXT, Miss Roxanne Perez, who fought Miss Jakara Jackson in her debut match on NXT. Not bad of a match between the two ladies. You know, surprising to see how clean at times Jakara was, and it's not bad to put her in that type of a match against someone who's seasoned. Last tried, you know, but what I noticed during that match was Booker T and Vic going at it against each other over the fact about Roxanne being overlooked and people jumping her spot. And I thought that was quite interesting that that led on for at least a good 2 minutes. But all in all, good try by the opponent and nice submission win. Kudos. Now, Mr. Mundo, I hope you have a longer answer for this match because I would like to see your thoughts on it. And are you satisfied with Miss Roxanne Perez after all of this?
Um, what do I even talk about? Jay, you didn't explain the whole match already, so now I have nothing to talk about. Damn it! God damn it! Nah, but
You
for
just
instance,
you just don't want to talk about nothing on my show. I understand.
no,
You really you want the show to breeze by.
no,
Oh no no.
us, instead of letting us actually, talk about the match, you spoke about it and then said, all right, now you talk about it. But anyway, look, one thing that did stick out to me that I wanted both of y'all to hopefully have seen was that springboard moonsault that Roxy did in the corner, and she had that bad landing. This is like the second time now we done seen somebody do a moonsault and have a bad landing where it could have went bad. I mean,
hmm
her feet. If she would have been a little like maybe 2 inches over to the right, she would probably knocked Jakara out because her feet would have hit her, hit her in the face. And Vic said something about it too himself. He's like, it's such a bad landing. I mean, that's scary. They got to really, really maybe take them back and work on that. 'Cause, whew. Um, another spot for me was that little slap fest that they were having. I was just like, okay, I've never seen this before. Like they just slapping the shit out of each other back and forth, back and forth. I was like, this is pretty cool. Again, I'm all for this new attitude of Roxy's. Uh, like I said before, I compared it to the New Day. I think it was time for a change. You don't need to be all happy-go-lucky all the time. You got to show that mean streak, but you don't have to be a heel to show a mean streak. Even good guys have mean streaks, so to show people that you're serious about what you're doing and what you care. So I like this new mean streak. Again, as Jay said, uh, the submission finisher, the crossface for the second week in a row. I like that because it's more of a vicious type of way to end the match. So I'm all for it. Let's go, Roxy. Shane O'Mac.
So yeah, going back to what you said, there's about that moonsault. I remember you talked about it with the Tiffany versus Zelina match. I was immediately, sent back to that image because, and even they said it on Twitter also. If you see her knee, like almost like hit her jaw and throat area, like it was very very close. And even Booker T and them, they even mentioned it. So yeah, they may have to go back to the drawing board doing their training because yeah, this is the second time in a very short period of time that has happened.
Shane,
And
I'm
another,
pretty sure. I'm sorry to
God,
cut you off, Shane. Because I just
yeah,
wanted
sure.
to add on that. I'm pretty sure Booker T, who brought her to the WWE, I'm pretty sure that was the first thing he mentioned once the show went off and once he saw that moonsault because that was really really scary, man.
Totally. And that was the only like botch move that I've seen during the match. I mean, if they were, I didn't see it, but that was like the major one. And that definitely has to be, called to attention. You got to be careful. You can, we've seen that somebody got knocked out, at another circuit. So you're definitely going to use that as like, your curve in terms of being very careful with this move because it can go wrong a lot of ways. Besides, the person laying down getting hit in the knee, you can land wrong and, twist your ankle or whatever. It's an awesome move to see, but man, does it cost. Definitely cost if done the wrong way. But so I hope that, for what it's worth, I hope that Chikara is okay. We didn't see anything at that moment, but hopefully she's okay. But something that happened that I thought was like weird, if not stupid. Why the hell did Lash interfere in the match? Like right there in front of the referee, she held Perez's arm because Perez was about to like hold Kappa, but she held her arm and the referee was standing right there. He was right there. The referee was like, you gotta get up out of here. You're gonna do it right there in front of me? How dare you? Get the hell up out of here. And then after all of that little show, Perez winds up winning with submission. But I will say this, and I will give the 3 bells to Takara for her very first singles match. You did good, girl. You did good. Would you have won if it wasn't for the interference? Maybe we'll see next time.
Awesome, guys. Love the insight and appreciate that on y'all. And, that proceeds to, yeah, your millionth promotion. And we got JC Jane with Thea in the back talking about the date, yada, yada, yada.
Hold up. Don't act like you don't like the promos all of a sudden now. Okay? Now that these grunts and
Can I
no,
can
Negro.
I can I proceed on with my show instead of being interrupted by the interruptor?
No, because you being fake right now. Any
Oh,
other week,
Jesus.
fine with the promos, but now all of a sudden, the millionth promo. Since when, Negro? Since when? Since when? Ah,
Oh, the backlash I get on my show, Jesus Christ. So this is what we're spending our Tuesday nights doing, bashing Mr. Triple J. Ay, Dios mío, Jesus Christ. Yeah, like I was saying, we had gotten our millionth promo. And that was with JC Jane and Thea and company talking about the date went wrong again and they could be friends, her and the old boy. Kiana comes in there and mentions the calendar and she looked like she wanted to do business with her and they all walked off. Loser. And Dijak, before they went on commercial, is seen coming to the ring. Now, also, when it comes back from commercial, we got another little segment going on in the back between the ear tag champs and the OC. Guys, do you see this as being a title match ASAP, or you feel that this is going to drag out after seeing what we've seen? Shane, I'm going to go with you first, and Mundo, you can sit your ass down and wait.
First and foremost, in Jay's defense, the reason why I think he introduced that segment with the girls was because even I myself was like, oh, brother, here we go with this girl crying because some man didn't want her. It's like, yeah, you get over it and keep on moving. And I think that was the same. What Jay's attitude was about that was my exact same. So the sentiments are the same. Whatever. You get over it. The guy just want to be your friend. Get over it. Whatever. Wah, wah, wah. Now, as for the Wolf Dogs and the OC, I saw that shot. I said, yes, this would be an awesome, awesome tag team match. But not now. Not now. I want to see OC do more sweeping. I want to see them in more matches and work your way up to that tag team champion match, but not right now. Work your way up. I know you can do it. And I know we're going to see that match eventually, but not now. But we will see it. Right, Mundo?
oddly enough, they actually shaded the hell out of Baron Corbin. They said that it took him 8 months to finally become a champion here in NXT, and they're like, it ain't gonna take us that long. So, I don't think it'll take them that long, but maybe I think I can see this for Stand and Deliver. But in the meantime of them getting to Stand and Deliver, um, they will still face the tag teams of the NXT roster, because those tag teams they got beef with them. But they already hinted that, look, if you can get past Chase U, well then we're right there. We're coming for it next. So I actually look forward to it. Main event talents going against each other on NXT. That'll be really cool to see. I'm all for this run in NXT for the OC, aka the Good Brothers, because like stated by Gallows or Anderson, I forgot who's who, but one of them stated that last week lit a fire under them that they haven't had in a long time. So I was like, okay, and you can see it. They're excited. It's something new, something different. They're getting more TV time, like you said, Shane. I'm all for it. And Corbin was funny with that line about him getting smacked in the face by AJ Styles. I'm like, that's savage right there. Why would you bring that up? That's foul. So I look forward to this down the line, like you said, Shane, down the line. But I look forward to it.
But fellas, let's. I have this in mind also. I mean, you got to give it up to the Wolf Dogs. How long have they been tag team compared to the OC? They've been tag team way longer than these two guys. And who would have thought that these two guys, I'm talking about Breaker and Corbin, who would have thought that these two guys would have been tag team, let alone tag team champions in that small frame? They had to work together. They had to figure each other out. They had to mesh. And look what we got. We have two assholes that makes one great asshole that we like, and now they're champions. So with that right there, it's like they have the upper hand once it comes to that argument with OC, because OC is more seasoned. These guys are brand new and they're champions, and now you want to come after them. And do you honestly think that you have a chance with them? It's going to be tough. I don't know. We'll say you, y'all.
And Shane, not to mention that they actually had to like each other first as well, because before that whole, before the whole thing with them becoming a team, they were beefing. So, like, they had a hell of a match at No Mercy, man. My gosh. So yeah, kudos to them.
Yeah, you got to give it up to them to have that animosity and literally do what's the number, a 180, and like joking around with each other and laughing. But like Breaker said, once that bell rings, it's business. Jake.
That's true, guys. I'm excited to see what's ahead for them. And maybe you guys are right. Maybe we get it at Stand and Deliver. Maybe we get it later on down the line. But for sure, let the OC go through the tag team division and get a feeling for what it is with the youth coming up. And that basically led us into Mr. Dijak against Wink Wink Luca Crucifino. What a last name, Crucifino. Sound like he's being crucified even before the fight starts. Oh, that was a pretty decent match. I enjoyed it for what it was. It was funny at the end, and it's not over yet, guys. I'm happy. Now, with that being said, are you guys into this with what's going on with Dijak and oh boy, Mr. Gacy, and the thoughts on the match itself, seeing Luca fight for the first time as well?
First and foremost,
Shane,
could you tell us or explain to us who Lucha is? Cusafino? Who is he?
Luca, at first, I seen him, like, he had one match, I think, in the breakout tournament and lost. But, like, after he lost, he was speaking with the Don for like 2 seconds and then disappeared off of TV. And then recently, just now, popped up last week. And he sounds like he's some high powered attorney. I don't know. It sounds weird to me. But, all in all, this was like the first time seeing him really get his feet wet tonight. So, yeah, I put on my paper debut again. So this is what I'm asking you guys. Since you already started talking, I'm gonna go with you first on it.
Oh, okay. No, I thought it was like a story in terms of him being like with a faction or something like that. But yeah, this was a good match. Like this was his return match, I guess you want to call it. He was actually pretty good to go against Dijak because Dijak, that's a big dude. And the way he threw his big ass over that announce table, I was like, damn. And the whole slap fest that they had going back and forth, like this was like a really good. This was like a pound for pound match, and I really, really like this match. And then we knew who was going to come out. I mean, it's right there in the writing. It's right there as to the reason why we even had this match from jump because of Mr. Crucifino's interference in Dijak's business last week when he was dealing with Gacy. That's how we got this match tonight. Yes. So of course, Mr. Crazy Man is going to come out and he's going to do his thing, and out of nowhere, Mr. Kusi managed to find a crowbar and hit his hands over the head, and then puts it back behind the ring steps. And meanwhile, Gacy continues to go wild on Dijak as they go towards the back. All in all, I like that story. And now there's three guys. Because Dijak is not going to let that slide. Are you kidding me? You sucker snuffed me. Oh, best believe I'm going to get you back, and I'm going to get Gacy once I get my strength back. This is another story that I'm definitely looking forward to.
My oh my, how times have changed. From the first time we saw Dijak up until now. We weren't feeling it. We weren't feeling it at all. But my oh my, given the right opponent, and things have changed. This match, it was a hard hitting match. I enjoyed it a lot. Like you said, Shane, that slap fest for the second time tonight. We had another slap fest. I was like, okay, it's slap fest part 2. Here we go. Dijak delivered a stiff ass clothesline. I like that a lot. His finishing move, or whatever the finisher that he used tonight, because I'm not familiar with seeing that. But then again, he hasn't really been in the match since pay per view. So that finisher is like a reverse, like a KOD, go to sleep all put into one. So it was cool. I like it. And yeah, the Gacy coming out and breaking out of the straight jacket, coming for some more of Dijak is just hilarious. Kudos to Luca, Dijak, and Gacy. Let's keep it going, guys. Let's keep going with it. Let's give us more. Feed us more of this. Good job, Shawn Michaels and Ava, with that as well.
I agree.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That was a good 3 bells for that one, fellas. That was definitely an enjoyable match. I got to see Luca actually do his thing. He tried in the ring. He's a very hard hitting guy. He means business, it seems. And definitely, I want to see more from Dijak and Gacy just because now we're seeing him out of that straight jacket. And oh, shit. Even Luca, when he grabbed that crowbar, you're like, whoa, wait a minute. Where did this come from? Seems like he wanted to help Gacy. So let's see what goes on with this one. And like right after that, you see in the background that Don is like, he's telling his boy, "Go get me Luca. I want to talk with him." So this is gonna be interesting. And it was a little segment after that with Noam Dar talking with Mensa about who he's gonna fight later on down the line after he defends his title. So you know that led into Miss Lyra Valkyrie coming out and wishing Shotzi a speedy recovery. And she was talking about her present from Miss Tatum. Hmm. Wow, guys. That was quite interesting to see how that all broke down and what they got coming for them. Real quick, Des, I'm going to start with you. What were your thoughts on seeing this happening, breaking down, and what they got delivered to them after it all? Then Shane.
Wait, go backwards for me. What are we talking about?
We are talking about when Lyra Valkyria came out, and she was basically more or less telling Shotzi have a speedy recovery, hope she's well, and basically she mentioned about Lash Legend. She stepped up, she did her thing, but she was mentioning her present that she had for Tatum, the promise that she was keeping for her for not coming into the ring last week and interfering. My thoughts, my question was, what were your thoughts on that little promo with her and the outcome at the end of it with what they got? Were you surprised by that? Yes or no?
Shane, I yield my time to you. Go ahead, Shane. I'm gonna go after you.
All right. Yeah, that was awesome how she gave Shotzi, the well wishes, as we do here also. Shotzi girl, I love you. We hope for a speedy recovery. And she also gave, Lash a shout out for, for stepping in and giving us that match, which I know someone is not the biggest fan of, but the fact that she did that, to me, it adds to her resume that she had a title match. She didn't win, but she had a match. But I am surprised that these two have a chance for the tag team title. I guess because of the fact that we are dealing with a a woman's champion. I guess she can do stuff like that where she can just get a shot at the tag team titles. Are they going to win? But it's going to be good. It should be. This should be a good match because I would like to see Tatum if she can, how good or how okay she meshes with Valkyria. Let's see how much she can focus and deliver, as opposed to being a fangirl, which can harm them big time. That's those are my notes on that. Dirge.
Well, thank you very much, Shane, for the enlightenment of that segment. So, with this being fresh news to me, yeah, as you said, shout outs to Shotzi. Did they say whether like what the injury was, or did they not even mention that?
Well, no, they didn't mention it today. She just gave like the shout out, but there was like no word at all on the show, anything like that.
Happy. Yep. I'm the person who wasn't happy about the whole situation with Lash, and look what she got in repayment. She didn't have a match this tonight, and she got ejected from the ringside. Great job. Beautiful. Stupid. Um,
Ugh.
yeah, exactly. My feelings exactly. Ugh. Um, and
No,
as
the
far
yuck
as
is for you, not for. I'm not agreeing with you. I'm a yuck in you for your sarcasm.
But yeah, Shane, you know what it is. This is something that's not being acknowledged a lot or at all by WWE. Is the fact that the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships was merged with the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship belts. So they don't acknowledge that at all, and they should be fighting on NXT for those titles as well, because it's the NXT Women's Tag Team titles also being represented within those belts. So I agree. The fact that Lyra is the NXT Women's Championship Women's Champion, so that might be the reason why they got the match. But I believe that they should be defending those belts on all three brands, because they represent all three brands, not just two. Now the match on Friday that's supposed to happen, I guess that's clearly not a tag team championship match, because for them to be going up against these girls next week Tuesday for the belts, that's just telling you straight up that that's a non-title match on Friday, and it's just to put more towards their story. But all in all, I would like to see how Tatum how she does against main roster talent. We already seen Lyra. She went up against Becky Lynch and she won the belt from her. So I want to see how they do as a tag team as well, and it should be interesting next week.
Well, I don't know if you remember, Des, but the story was kind of told on how Roxanne was in the shower when that call was made, and Lash, since she just had her match and she was ready, she was right there. That's how she came out and did that match because Roxy was in the middle of having her shower. I guess that's why she had that towel when she saw what happened, and then threw a temper tantrum and left.
No, I remember that part, but I'm just saying, like, as far as the momentum that they were building with Lash from the prior weeks, I just didn't see the reason to have her go out there, regardless of it being a championship match, for her to go out there after having a dominant match that she just had, to go out there and lose by a fucking splash. Like, I don't get it. I still think that was stupid. I mean, they already knew what the ending was going to be. The finish of the match was going to be. Like, why put her out there and have her suffer that loss like that? That's what I'm mad about.
So who would you have seen step out instead of Lash, Des?
I don't give a shit anybody else but her. If you're building her up right now, it could have been any one of the thousands of women that's on NXT.
But why does a loss equate a non-build-up? Just the fact that she fought and she put on a good show. I mean, how many people have we seen that did not win the match, that did not win the title, but put on a damn good show, and we was very impressed by it? And we would say, hey, keep your head up. You did a damn good job. You didn't win, but you won our respect. You won our hearts because you showed that you came and you delivered. Of course you didn't win. You wasn't supposed to win, but you showed up and you showed out anyway. So I give her credit for that. I mean, you got to give her credit for that, Des.
It's not about the fact that she lost, it's how she lost is what I'm upset about. That's what I keep saying. For her to lose by a damn splash off the top rope after she just beat the shit out of somebody literally the match before, it just don't go hand in hand. That's what I'm saying. Like, it makes her look weak all of a sudden now to take a loss like that. It's not like she got beat down, holy shit, like completely out of it. That shit was a splash off the top fucking rope. Like, that.
But look, Des, you got to see this point though. They freestyled that match, bro. It's not like they knew what they was getting themselves into. They just jumped in. Lash just jumped in there and just poured it out the blue.
I
There
get
was no rehearsal. There was no rehearsal. There was nothing to go with. So whichever way it was going to end TV time wise, this is the way we got it. Sorry it ended on a splash, but to freestyle the last 5 to 7 minutes, hey, it's either that or we're going to be fed nothing but dead air towards the end of that fight.
Or you could just
So,
yeah.
she was like, bro, I look at it to a point where, like, yo,
Never just
you
one
just,
person
I,
in a position. It's everybody's standing there. That's what I'm saying. Like it just didn't make any sense to me at all. Like after she just had the match she just had, she looked so dominant for the last few weeks. And then yes, shit happens, but why put her out there for her to lose like that? Like it really, like, I get what y'all are saying, I get it, but I'm saying I'm frustrated because of the fact that it didn't help her at all. Like this is not one of those situations where you're like, okay, that was a hell of a match. They went back and forth, but you looked great in a losing effort. I didn't get. Me personally, I didn't get that. I didn't get the oh yeah, you look great in losing effort. I got the opposite out of it.
okay, sir, we understand. We understand. But in the end of that promo that we got with these girls, you see Mr. Ridge Holland came out. Guys, did that surprise you? What happened in that promo with Ridge? Who that person? What happened there? Mundo and then Dez.
Who and then who?
I was about to say, well, I'm both people, so it wasn't surprising.
Oh my God! I mean Mundo and then Shane. Oops. Sorry,
Oh, yo.
fellas. Yikes.
But yeah, yeah, I didn't see what Rich said. Don't care what he said, but I seen on the internet that we had a return or yeah, return tonight from someone. If I'm not mistaken, wasn't he just in AEW? Am I bugging out, Jay?
Right. He was in AEW as and then came back home to where he was supposed to be. So continue. You can continue.
Yeah, no, I'm very short on this one. The fans were just completely like surprised by it. I love when we have people completely surprised by a return, and it's not spoiled ahead of time by the WWE or people just trying to get news out there. So it was a genuine reaction. I don't like this whole thing with them trying to control the narrative again with the crowd by muting them out, because in doing that, they're messing up the viewership at home, where we can't hear what the commentary team is saying. Because when I played it, Vic was trying to say who he was, but they kept muting it, so I didn't hear anything. And I think that's why they had to go back to him, and make him say the person's name again while another match was going on, because you just didn't get the effect. If you're a person like Shane, you're just like, who's that? Who? Like, they got to chill out with that. But all in all, I'm happy for it. And let's see where it goes. Shane.
Dude, you totally read my mind because I was like, who is that? He took his helmet, he took his hood off, and the crowd goes wild, and then they start going, holy shit, holy shit. And they kept censoring it while they was trying to say who it is. And I was like, who is it? And they even said in the chat, I was like, dude, who the hell is it? And I'm sure just like everybody else, we all went to Twitter to see, and sure enough, it was, Sean Spear, aka Ty Dillinger, who just returned from AEW. So I was like, okay, cool. Okay. Mr. What is that, 10 count or something like that? Like Jay was talking to me as if, what do you mean you don't know him? How could you not know Mr. 10 count? I'm like, I don't know him. Slap me Susie. I don't know. I don't know this guy.
I think his thing was the perfect 10, if I'm not mistaken. I
Oh, okay.
vaguely remember it.
Yeah, see the perfect 10, the count of 10, I don't know, something 10. But yeah, welcome home, welcome to NXT, Sean.
This nigga said the count of 10.
Shane, you too much. And on that note, I'm gonna
You
play
know what's
these
too much?
voicemails.
All of these messages, 7 of them, dude.
Yeah, some of them are from a person that just came and left 5 straight messages in a row. And the other one is from our guys, What the Boom. Shout out to everybody that's listening tonight. Red Stereo Ranger, Miss Elizabeth, and Mr. What the Boom. Let's see what Mr. What the Boom has to say.
Return of the Chairman. It's not about Ridge Holland, it's about what happened after. Return of the Chairman. Sean Spears is back, guys. It's Sean Spears.
Return of the Chairman? Is that a nickname of Sean's?
Let them know what the boom, what it is. You watched more of the AEW side than I have, so you're more than welcome to respond to that one, my guy. While we're going
I'm,
on with the show.
I'm assuming it has something to do with him hitting Ridge with the chair tonight, maybe.
Oh, Chairman. Oh, got it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we got hit with the boom humor. That's that boom joke. Got
and, and then Jay over there choking on that Pepsi.
it.
Shit. Oh, should I had to catch myself there for a moment. Wow.
You're choking
Wow,
and
man.
laughing.
Yo, took a fucking zip and just started laughing.
We're from chairman to choke man. Woof. It's a whole lot.
Oh shit. Oh my God, guys. Jesus. That was good. I'm happy for the return of Mr. Spears, the perfect 10 man. Let's see what he could bring to the audience, and hopefully his character is good based off of what he's doing now. You know, let's
but
see. Let's see the truth be
but
unveiled.
what's his beef with Ridge?
Ridge is telling like a false narrative, I guess, and he's like basically Ridge is telling lies while he's here to tell the truths. So
So
basically, all those vignettes that we were seeing were pointed towards Ridge.
right. Okay, yeah, the whole he has three different faces. One that he shows to the people, one he shows to his friends, and then the one that he looks in the mirror. All that. Okay. Okay.
Right.
Hmm.
Okay. Gave us a nice month of that. The 30 days we're in, I guess.
Yeah.
And
The non-compete clause.
Okay, so now you saying that. My thing is, so what if Rich is lying? Why do you care? You care so much that you actually left for circuit and then came back home. That was the reason why you came home. If this is the first thing that you want to focus on, is somebody that's quote unquote lying. How did it hurt you? How does it affect your life? Did it change the color of your clothes? Did it dirty up your underwear? I'm trying to understand. Why do you care? Who cares?
he's just staying on his underwear.
Yo.
I mean, that's like the boom coming to our table, and he's talking about, yeah, I don't like Jay and how he's drinking Pepsi. You should be a Coke man. I was like, who cares? What do you care?
Random rant of the night by Shane. Brought to you by Shane.
Oh shit.
New segment alert. New segment alert.
Oh shit.
I'm speaking sponsorship in the future. We will have a sponsorships segment. Trust and believe.
Shane's rants of the night. Dun, dun, dun.
And I would take back my rant if Sean make it make sense, because so far it doesn't. I don't care if you're lying. Why do you care if somebody else is lying? How does it affect you? Who cares? I don't care.
And
Right.
on that note, before we move on to the next segment, I'm gonna play this last message by Mr. What the Boom in response.
Okay, so when Ty Dillinger went back to the Indies. Well, when Ty Dillinger left WWE, he went back with his old name, Sean Spears, which he used before. I don't even know, but Sean Spears he used when he went to AEW, and he had an angle with Cody Rhodes, hit him with a chair. He became the chairman, and that whole thing with the hood, that's all part of his chairman gimmick. Hitting someone in the back of the head with a chair, that's all his chairman gimmick, and he's now Sean Spears, I guess. I guess he's not Ty Dillinger Perfect 10 anymore, although they did call him the Perfect 10 towards his last month in AEW. But, yeah, Sean Spears looks like he's...
So I was right. It was the perfect 10. I remember that. I remember that whole thing.
I remember
What
him
does that
coming into the
mean?
Rumble.
What does that mean, the perfect 10? What is that?
You know, like when you're in a competition and you get tens all across the board, like he's the perfect 10.
Oh, like Mr. Perfect, but with numbers. Oh,
Hmm.
Right.
Yeah, pretty much.
oh.
Shit.
Jay, he said, he said, like Mr. Perfect, but with numbers.
Yeah, because at first I said, wait a minute, is it a 10? I said, wait a minute, 10 count? No, it's 3 counts. So what's the 10? But okay, perfect 10. Yeah, I give you that.
So talking about perfect 10s, did we hear the breaking news we got earlier today with the rumors of Mr. Tama Tonga signing with WWE? Oh my God, guys. And boom, especially, bro. I was talking to you and I asked you that the other day when me and you was talking. I was said, when is Tama Tonga gonna be out of his, his contract or whatnot with New Japan? And look at this, you know, less than a week later, and look, he's here. Now it's gonna just be when and how he's used. Guys, were you happy when this news broke out? Because I know I am. Shane, I'm gonna start with you and then Mundo.
This is Jay's random ass segment of the night.
Hey, don't do that to me, man. I need some time. I need to spread the wealth. Sorry if I'm not action packed like you guys on a 3 hour show. And, this is how the minor leagues work. We got to get one or two things in it. So let the minor leagues work.
Jay, you have to defend yourself because that was 100% ground beef shade. That was shade of the shade of the shade. It was unnecessary. This is your show. You can do whatever you want. You got to explain nothing to nobody.
He
And that was a
stole my
good
segment
question.
last week. God damn it, I'm still mad about that.
Last week. Who cares? You're sitting right there next to Sean. Nobody cares. Who cares?
Yeah, you say that now. Let me do the news and happy birthdays on fucking Mondays, and let's see if I don't hear from you.
First of all, it doesn't make sense for you to do it on Mondays. Secondly, you don't do it as smooth with class like myself. I challenge you to do it and make it sound as cool as
A
Shane
challenge.
on SmackDown.
We got a challenge
Okay.
later.
See, you have your style for Raw for a reason. Jay has his and I have mine. It's not just because of who I am, it's because of the timing of the show and the information that I can talk about. Just like with you and the information that you have that you can talk about. Now,
Right.
if for
And
some way we intertwine, that happens.
exactly.
Doesn't
Because
mean that
look,
you could do it better or worse. It just
I look at it.
happens.
I look at it like I look at it like this. I only have 24 hours, maybe less than that, to come up with at least something for the show. So if any news was breaking within these past 24 hours, shit, I'm gonna say something. I gotta put some time in between my show to make it go the time I'd be expecting my show to go. So yeah, my one little tidbit of the night works. Jay's tidbit. Thank you, Shane.
And you know what, Jay? I like that name. Jay's tidbit of the night. That sounds beautiful. Can we give him a round of applause and bells and all that shit?
And that's Jay's name. That's Jay's segment there. So don't you be stealing it or jocking it because you felt that he jocked one of yours.
I would never do that.
Huh?
His bells. Give him his bells too. That is
So
actually
you want
really.
applause and bells?
Yes, he deserves it. Yes, that's a fucking. That's name to come off the top of their head in the middle of a fucking show. You see that, Jay? You see that,
See,
bro?
now he wants to shower you after he showed shade, major shade. I have some
Basically.
bells. I have bells for you too, Des.
Oh boy.
There you go. Shout out to Des and the
I get that
shade.
treatment for inspiring him to come up with a great name for a great segment, and that's what I get. Okay.
Inspire?
Yeah. I put his back against the wall and look what he came up with.
Wow. You inspire? No, you enshade him. That's what that is.
Yeah, I inspired that. Okay.
You enshaded him.
But I think that's a hell of a name for a segment right there. That's nice.
To be continued. See, there was so much shade going on. I forgot what your question was, Jay. I'm sorry.
He said, "What's 2 times 2?"
Well, according to Sean, 10.
The perfect 10.
Yo,
I can't with y'all. I can't with y'all. See, this is why I drink, everyone that's listening. This is why I drink. I wasn't a drinker. I was a good boy. I drank my V8 and everything. But ever since I started this podcast, I've been drinking like a fish.
I'm not even going to comment on that because we already know.
I see. Ooh, don't. Ooh.
No, no,
Dun, dun,
I'm
dun.
hating,
Ooh.
hating the hell out of
I
myself.
did not say nothing. I didn't say
I
it.
know, hating the hell out of myself.
Ooh.
All right, I'm out of here. I'm gonna be quiet.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, Jay. What's going on, Jay? What are you asking?
No, the question is with the breaking news that we got today of Mr.
Mhm.
Tama Tonga officially coming to WWE,
Yes.
and based off of everything we've been seeing with this bloodline story going, what are your thoughts, bro? Because I'm excited. Are you? And like you could go off with that right there.
I mean, I didn't know of him. Like, I did my little research and discovered that he is part of the bloodline. Like, he is Haku's son. The same Haku that also goes by the name King Tunga. And his last match was just this weekend, as a matter of fact. And unfortunately, he lost. So he's leaving. He's coming back here. And I think I asked on the chat the question if his tag team partner, if he's going to come to WWE also. That's not like it's not for certain yet, but this is certain. Like this rumor, because remember there was another rumor of two individuals that were supposedly have been coming to WWE, but it hasn't been confirmed. But this is confirmation here that Mr. Tunga is going to come to WWE. Now the question is, will he in fact join the Bloodline? Because keep in mind, which more research I discovered, he was part of. Oh man, there was this faction that he was a part of that also had AJ
Well,
Styles.
yeah, Shane, I was gonna bring
You're
that
gonna
up.
you're gonna tell me you're gonna bring it up? Well, hit it.
It's the Bullet Club.
Yes, thank you, Des. Yes, I thought Des was gonna keep talking. Yes, but yeah, the Bullet
Oh, yeah,
Club.
yeah,
Yeah,
sorry.
that's why I say hit it, Des. Hit it.
Oh, my bad. My apologies. I was trying to hurry up and shut up. But yeah, no, this is what I was talking about a few weeks ago. Remember when we had that, Shane? You had your rant of the night on SmackDown when you was upset with AJ Styles and how he's been treating the Good Brothers and Michin. And remember, I mentioned that there was somebody that was a part of the club prior, I guess, in New Japan or whatever, and I was hearing that he was basically going to make his way to WWE. This is who I was talking about, But then we got lost into the whole other
Mm.
family members and stuff. But that's who I was talking about.
Oh, okay. So you saw this coming. That's what's up, Mundo. That's what's
But
up. Shout out to you for seeing the future. How about
no,
those lottery numbers?
really, Shane? No, but you actually brought up a good question. Where would he go? I asked in the chat earlier. I said, now if he goes on to NXT, do you guys see him mingling with the OC, or will he just go straight to SmackDown and go and deal with family business? So you brought up a really good question that I don't have an answer to because I don't know.
Maybe Jay knows, or maybe Boom knows.
What I'm seeing off of this also, because we've seen over the weekend that Zilla Fatu and Jacob Fatu actually teamed up in Booker T's wrestling, the reality of wrestling over the weekend, and they won their match. We can stay tuned to that as well. Those rumors could be circulating with those two boys over there training there to eventually come up as well. You know, Based off of what we saw with the family tree of the bloodline, the way I'm seeing it, guys, is even like just say once Roman does lose these titles and say these guys are actually there, it feels like it's gonna be the good side of the family versus the bad side of the family, and it's gonna be like NWO red and black against the NWO black and white, and where they're gonna just have a family rivalry, probably continue, probably to next Mania or whatever. I'm excited just to see what's gonna be happening down the line with it. So kudos to the fam and everything, and yes, welcome home, Tama Tonga.
Jay.
Yes,
So that'll be the family civil war, basically. And
yes.
to jump back onto like that Avengers thing that we was talking about earlier, now you would have, The Rock, who's what the Captain America of their family, and Roman Reigns, who's the Iron Man of the family, and they're going head to head because this actually happened. And they have their own cast of Avengers behind them or family members behind them, and it's The Rock's bloodline versus Roman's bloodline all the way up to WrestleMania 41 main event for the tribal combat. Like, that's something that would be crazy if they really figure out how to get all these parts and people in. And like I said to y'all earlier, even Rikishi weighed in and he said he doesn't know which side to go on right now. He's been playing the middle game, but eventually he's gonna have to pick a side. Everybody's gonna have to pick a side eventually. So this should be some interesting shit, man. The ride that The Rock is gonna take us on.
It's a beautiful one, and I'm definitely, I'm one who's ready for it. I'm ready for it. Let's just see. Let's see what the boom has to say. And I'm sorry for waiting 10 minutes to play this message.
So, my buddy Chuck from my podcast, we were actually trying to figure out where would Tonga fit. Would he fit in the Bloodline? Would he fit in the Judgment Day because of Finn Balor? Because he was one of the OG Bullet Club guys, or with the Good Brothers. You could put him in a bunch of places, or you bring back his brother, Tony Leon, and maybe the Gorillas of Destiny face the Usos if the Usos get back together, So there's a lot of things you can do with Tonga besides just putting him in the Bloodline.
Wow, I see this guy is really about to make a huge impact in the WWE wherever you put him.
Wow, there's a lot of spots, and situations for him. Let's just hope that, the points that you did bring up, Boom. Imagine they do actually decide to, to want to use that and go step by step with him, like starting him at the bottom with the OC, being their side guy, and then eventually going up when he does go up to the main roster. Probably, his brother's not too far behind. So yeah, this is gonna be quite interesting. I'm definitely happy for everything that's gonna be brought to us. Like wow,
Um,
wow, we.
what? Remember that whole narrative that we were kind of creating with the OC, well, the Good Brothers and AJ, and we were like, who would step in to be that extra person for AJ to face the Good Brothers? Do you think it could be him?
It's possible.
Maybe, maybe it depends
Mm-hmm.
how long. It depends how long the OC decides to stay down there for in NXT. Because now you think about it, this could be probably, Tama could probably work with them until let's just say SummerSlam, and we get a SummerSlam match with with AJ and whoever he has, and Tama and the OC. We never know. We could get it like that.
Yeah, I was about to
You
say,
know,
Jay, but they did that on purpose. They put the OC in NXT for a reason. They didn't, they're getting them out the way so AJ can have this whole feud with what's his face, LA Knight to WrestleMania, and then somehow, somewhere, they're gonna pop their asses back up on SmackDown because there's still unresolved situations there between them. I'm putting it together now, and that makes sense to get them out the way for now, get them off the show so AJ can have that straight up feud moving forward, and then eventually it all manifests itself.
I have this one question before we move forward. When Tonga was with the Bullet Club, you know how in all factions you have the two guys that has like the two best friends, the guys with the best relationship. Who did Tonga have the best relationship with? And do we see him coming to or teaming up with that person here, WWE?
boom. That's a question for you to think about and answer if you want. But I would think it's probably Finn because Finn was one of the top leaders of the faction, and then AJ. So it's like, which way does he go? Like, based on how the group was split, I would say, he probably feels a way when AJ dipped first, and then Finn came along. It's whoever came first out the two to WWE, he probably feels a vendetta against. Like, all the time that he could have been spending here fighting in the States, he's been fighting in Japan, and that could probably be a story he uses against it. Like, I've been here, I've been waiting, and all my guys, all my crew members, they're on all different shows doing their thing because, like I was, saying before, this Bullet Club is huge, bigger than probably NWO was. There's like 20, 30 different members, colors, so it's like, which way do you go with this? And do you actually call them the Bullet Club when they get there, or do you just call them the club? The club. I want to see what Triple H and Shawn Michaels allows for them, to go with if they went with that angle.
But
That no, what?
I think I think it might be a trademark situation more than anything, because that's the whole reason why they were called the OC, the original club, because I guess they couldn't use the name Bullet Club. So it might be a trademark situation for them more than anything. But then again, they paid off the person that did Yeet, so maybe they can pay off New Japan.
Mm. Well, since they just had formed with, since they started talking with that other, AJPW that you brought up to me not too long ago, maybe they could be in talks for New Japan and see what they can get out of it. Let's see. Let's see
And
what these two.
I'm sorry, but
What?
not to mention, he kept bringing up Japanese wrestling tonight too. I don't know if anybody else caught that, but he kept talking about it.
Yes, I did hear a couple of mentions of AJPW. So, I didn't hear NJPW, but I definitely heard AJPW like at least 2 or 3 times tonight. You know, before I move on, real quick, I'm gonna play these voice notes straight through.
You guys do know that Tonga's tag team partner that I mentioned, Toleon, was Camacho in WWE, right? I would say Finn because Toa started this with Finn. So yeah, like it was Finn, Carl Anderson, Finn, and Tama Tonga. I said Toa before, I meant Tama. Tama Tonga, Finn, and Anderson started the Bullet Club. Bullet Club is still owned by New Japan. I'm pretty sure the only reason AEW is allowed to use Bullet Club Gold is because of their partnership with New Japan. So I don't think that would fly in WWE because I'm pretty sure that name is owned by New Japan.
Okay, cool. Thanks for the insight on that one, with the boom. Definitely appreciate that.
You know
And
what
shout
Tonka
out
has to
to
say about that?
what?
Fuck that shit! I hate you, motherfucker! Shit! I forbid now.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Wow. Also, shout out to our other 2 listeners that are in here, Mr. Drew and Des. Your peoples are here.
Faye, you look
Okay.
like Faye. You need to change your avatar. You look like Tristan.
Oh God, you could have told her that on the side. Sorry, Faye. He just wants you to fix your avatar. You'll get used to it. Des has been shading me tonight. So yeah, sorry about that, bestie. But let's move on, and we see that Mello's in the back talking about him wanting the contract signed, sealed, and delivered with no fight. Blah blah blah. And it literally went to a fight that we got between Mr. Von Wagner and Lexus King. Eh, it was all right. It was all right to me. I didn't find it too interesting until just the end of it. But guys, quick thoughts on that match between the two, Shane and then Dez.
Goofy. For some reason, that word comes to my head when I look at this guy. Goofy. Yes, you won the match thanks to Mr. Stone's interference. But you're still goofy. Just goofy.
Okay. First off, I want to go back to that promo with Mello. I don't know about you guys, but that promo right there, it gave off Roman Reigns type of energy from Mello. Like, he knows that this is his shit. This is his NXT, and everything that goes on here is his. You're mine. This camera's mine. This security are mine. Title's mine. That arrogance, I loved it. It oozed off so easily. Beautiful. All he had to do next was tell that chick to get the hell out of his locker room. Like, you can go now. That would have just been the icing on the cake for me. So yeah. In the match, let me see. My notes as follows. Pathetic way for Vaughn to win because he's such a big ass competitor. He had to get interference from his guy, and he did a roll up. I'm like, you're too big to be fucking winning with a fucking roll up on a little ass guy like that. Anyway, I'm still not a fan of Vaughn, and I wasn't impressed at all. This match is yeah. I'm done.
What little guy are you referring to? Are you referring to King as a little guy? That's a big
Yes,
dude.
no. Compared to Vaughn, he is not a big dude. He's a small dude.
He's not that small. I mean,
It was as if it was Diesel versus Shawn Michaels. He's an average guy, but compared to somebody as big as Vaughn, he's small.
you think King is the same size as Shawn?
Yeah, like in that 6'2" area.
Okay.
Hmm. Hmm. Eh, crap match. That's
Right.
what we got from it. Yeah, we got the poop on match of the night. Hmm. Yeah,
The bathroom, break the bar, go to the bar,
mm,
match. Yeah.
yeah. Or even just look on your phone and you can order a drink nowadays through an app. So you could do that too. Other than that, we got Lyra and Paxley talking in the back. That was a quick little segment. And the vibes I just got off of that real quick, guys, was just that Paxley looks like, I keep on saying, like Paxley looks like she's falling in love for Lyra. I don't know. It's, even the crowd could kind of sense it because of the way she just keeps on just staring at her and like, yes, anything for you, anything. I don't think it's a fanboy thing. I think she has a crush on her. Like, it's gonna be some shit next week. So you know, and also Santino's daughter Ariana tried to step in and say her stuff. I thought that was kind of cool as well. And also, in between all of that, you hear Jada saying that Gigi's gonna get it. Hmm. Okay. Also, that leads us going into a match with Gigi and Jada. But prior to that match starting, because when it came back from commercial, we seen Ava and Dijak arguing. Guys, crazy how that shit went down. We got a match out of it next week at Roadblock, which is a TV PLE next week. What are you guys thinking, real quick, as far as the match that we got assigned between the two for next week? Mundo and then Shane.
So you're not going to tell us the type of match it is. Like say one of us didn't see the
N-
promo.
No, because of what I did earlier, and I jumped the gun earlier, so I'm not trying to jump it and let y'all guys say it. I'm trying to be Mr. Nice Guy. So go ahead, make my day.
Yeah, but you were explaining a match. This is a promo, and it's leading into your question. So please enlighten me on what the match is. Is it a stipulation match or something? Is it just a regular match?
We are getting an asylum match between Mr. Gacy and Mr. Dijak. Sir, there you go.
Thank you for the information. You failed at trying to be sarcastic. Ha. So I don't know what the hell an asylum match is. Um, so I guess this is something else. Like again, along the lines that I've been saying of the Undertaker and Mankind in '96. With the boiler room brawl, the what do you call it? The buried alive matches, the all those different crazy gimmick matches. We're getting them now. So whatever this asylum match is, I expect it to be brutal, um, and I'm looking forward to it because they already showed us that they can capture our attention and keep it. So I'm looking forward to that. And Shane, real quick, Lexus King is 6'1", 205 pounds.
Yeah, I figured the King wasn't that small. I mean, 6 feet. That's yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That he's in that area like a Shawn Michaels in that 6', 6'2" area. Like for wrestlers, like that's I.
Is
But
that how
yeah,
tall Shawn Michaels is? Also, is he the same 6'1"?
yeah, he's in that neighborhood, 6'1", 6'2".
Wow, he seems so short when he's like with the rest of the crew. It's interesting. My question is this though: for this Dijak versus Gacy match in an asylum, like this sounds like it's going to be like pre-recorded or something, like almost like AJ Styles and the Undertaker when they had their historic moment during that Mania. You know how that was like, it was recorded, but it was so dope. It was so cool. It was like a movie esque, like, and I loved it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that match and that backstage brawl. It was like, first and foremost, I'm surprised Ava was like to digest because that was the guy that was yelling at her, right? She should have been like, dude, who the fuck are you talking to? I know you're not talking to me like that. Who the fuck are you talking to? And then he gets this match. I'm surprised he didn't get a match with her. Whoop that ass for talking to me like that. I'm your boss. You better watch your mouth.
All
You,
right
you, you
now.
understand what I'm saying, Jay? You understand what I'm saying, Daz? Who are you talking to? I don't give a damn who you are. You better lower your voice when you talk to me. Don't think because my
Exactly.
teeth is showing And that means that I'm happy to talk to you. No, I'm mad. I'm mad as hell. And you know what? I'm going to sick this guy Gacy on you in an asylum. How about that? Yeah, let's see you win that. You'll know next time how to talk to me, your boss.
Yo, Shane, wasn't that camera angle crazy? As if it was like, a camera stuck on Gacy's head. Like it just kept on walking closer and closer until he got to Dijak. I like that angle, that the way they did it.
That's exactly what Des and I was talking about yesterday. See, you got the eye now, Jay. You got it. See?
Des, I got it. I have it. Oh my god.
Good job.
Congratulations, dude.
But real quick, do you guys don't? I mean, I get it. They're in a performance center, so there's but so many angles that they can give us. But I mean, you don't think that they should give us a little bit more? I mean, I'm not getting the same production feeling on NXT that I get from SmackDown and Raw. And again, like I said, I understand they're in a performance center. There's so much that they can do, but even with the commercials and stuff, I'm like, why not try it on NXT? Give them a fair shot as well. Am I reaching? Am I reaching? Is it just too much to ask for?
I would probably think they're too comfortable with the team that they have at the moment there, because it's like, if don't break what's good. It's been flowing right on NXT, and it's pretty small. Like, that arena doesn't hold much, and you can imagine but how much space they got to actually do these angles and everything. You might have to cut some of the crowd out of it. So, maybe within the time that they get that space that they was talking about, as far as, keep an eye when they start doing more of their pay-per-views, well, PLEs, when they go on the road. That will probably give them the time to test something like that out that you're talking about. It's more of a wait and see game with them. So, I'm all for the long game with them.
Yeah,
Also,
I agree. We'll probably see something like at the Stand and Deliver PLE. But as for now, like you said, why fix it if it's not broken? They probably have like their set team there, since that's where they have all of their shows basically every week, as opposed to Raw or SmackDown where they travel all over the country. So you have, you have those crews there for those shows, and then you have this crew here specifically for this show that's in Florida. So we can see why it looks like that. But I wouldn't be surprised if we start to see something brand new moving forward. I expected at the PLE.
Jay, I have a question for you, Jay.
talk to me.
Is this not the same arena that they were shooting NXT before, like when Seth and all of them were on it, or was that a different place?
I'm not sure. No, no, I don't think it was, because I remember when I visited Florida one time, they had just like maybe been a year or so, maybe less, into Full Sail University, because that was something that was, basically built from scratch, as far as that area space that they have. So, I think they had it somewhere else, in Florida, because that's how they got FCW, with FCW, Florida Championship Wrestling. So, you know, that's what we got to think about. What part of Florida was that before he got fully into Full Sail?
Yeah, no, not
And
only because I remember that the camera angles were basically the opposite way. The cameras were positioned in the opposite way of what it is now.
correct, correct.
So
But
yeah,
definitely not. I peeped that when I caught the older NXT matches. Like with Roman, with Seth, with Corey Graves, and so everything was basically like, even if you notice it up the ramp is probably where you had your announce crew or whatever, or you probably didn't even have an announce crew at the time until TV hit with it. So you know, some is I'm pretty sure with Full Sail, it's not even 10 years in yet, more or less. But speaking of that, we got the ladies match. We got, what did we get here? We got Gigi Dolan, Miss Orange Reddish Fiery Hair, against Jada Parker. Miss Parker. Hmm, decent match. Like what I saw entirely. Ladies, you deliver. Also, good way to see some cakes. Definitely some nice cupcakes tonight. Man, guys, what did you think of the match itself? Shane, and then Mundo, as we hit this 12 o'clock hour here on the East Coast.
Hi, Miss Parker. And hello, Gigi. It was a good match. These are two gorgeous women that will whoop your ass if you get fresh, Jay. So you better watch your step, goddammit. They will whoop you up. All in all, it was a good match. It was a damn good match between these two ladies. And once again, here's somebody that just, I guess she came out because she wanted to be seen. Stop fighting. Stop fighting. Stop it. Why do you care? Again, with the person that is irrelevant that cares for some reason. And that's why you got decked in your face. And because of that, you caused Gigi to lose and Miss Parker for the win. So I say congratulations to her. But again, if there was no interference, who would have won? I don't know, because they were both like really good. So I say shout out to the both of them. They were both awesome. I love this match.
I love that ass drop that Miss Parker does in the corner. That's a beautiful move right there. Just drop all that ass. Good move. Yeah, Ariana, man. Santino, why would you let your daughter be put in a role like that where you're in fucking a wrestling company and you're complaining about the women wrestling? I think they need to scrap that shit before it gets worse. Yeah, but the match overall, though, I enjoyed it a lot. Two tough women, hard-hitting women. I think this should have been the first match. Honestly, it should have. After they showed that clip from earlier in the day with them and Ava in the back, I think they should have just had them come right on out, and be number one, the first match of the night. To me, in my opinion. But overall, Miss Parker, I love you. Like she said, she was on World Star. She made World Star. She's, everybody sees her and everybody's like, yeah, I want to watch wrestling again because of her. So, shout out to Miss Parker. Jay, back to you.
Hey, shout out to you, Miss Parker, for making World Star. And on that note, we head into our last match of the night, in which it features the No Quarter Catch Crew against No Amdar for the Heritage Cup. Now, nobody knows heading into the match who's going to be the opponent. And look who is the opponent, everybody. Good old Charlie Dempsey, aka William Regal's son. Wow, what a choice! And also, what a fight we got from them. It was bland, but you know, it was all right. It wasn't an A+ fight, but it held its own and awesome, just awesome. Des, what were your thoughts on the match and the outcome? And then same goes to you, Shane.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I was utterly and completely shocked by that outcome of this match. I was like, oh shit! Like I literally said, oh shit, out loud when I seen that 3 count because I was not expecting that. Especially with them giving off the amount of days that Noam has been holding that championship. I believe they said it was like either 600 or 700 days or some shit like that. So I was not expecting this outcome to happen. It was a pretty good match. I mean, it was better than the last Heritage Cup championship match we saw between Noam and fucking Von Wagner, who didn't even get a goddamn decision that night. But yeah, I mean, Charlie, aka William Regal's son, shout outs to you, bro. And shout outs to your crew because your crew definitely helped. I'm not gonna lie, they helped. They took advantage, and I can't be mad at that. Fuck it, they had a goal and they completed that goal and knew. Heritage Cup champion, Charlie Dempsey. So I was okay with the match. Round 1 went to Charlie, round 4 went to Noam, and the final decision, round 5, went to Charlie again. So can't complain about it. Like I said, I was in utter shock, disbelief, like a lot of the people in the fans, the audience was, and I applaud them. And good job, Noam, for the fight that you had and how long you defended this cup. So shout out to you. Hopefully you don't get lost in the shuffle, and you go for Oba. Shane.
William Regal's son, huh? And you win. Mhm. But I will give a shout out to that Noam Dar. Like, he is really good, in my opinion. Like, the amount of holds that he escaped from Dempsey, I was like, wow, this guy, he's like a wet pig. He's trying to catch a wet pig, and he just keeps slipping out of his arms and holding the move. And it was like a whole lot of that going on. I was like, wow, I can see why, Nam was the cup holder. He's pretty good. He's a good fighter. Escape a lot of holds. But of course, at the end, the son won the match and now holds the title or the cup. Mm-hmm. Jay.
Des, you came up with something good with a question. You just said that Noam Dar could go up against Oba Femi. Do you really think he stands a chance against Oba? No way in hell. Like zero chance, bro. I know you don't think that he's gonna do that type of a challenge. Like, nah. Des, you serious?
I mean, I was just trying to think of what other belts they had on NXT, and they don't really have much. They're just, they're like old school W. Well, not even. No, yeah, they're even worse than old school WWF because they had multiple belts. So yeah, I was just thinking about any other belt that they had possible. Maybe I guess maybe him and Minta can try and be a tag team and go for the tag team belts next. I'm just saying what I preferenced that first with was that I didn't want him to get lost in the shuffle now that he doesn't have the Heritage Cup. And I don't know, Oba, the North American title came to my head after that because I'm like, I don't see him going for the NXT title yet. So yeah, but
Yeah, that's if Mr. Femi can manage to grab him and do any moves. Because it's like as soon as he gets grabbed, Noam would like slither away and do some type of like strategy moves, like try to hit him in the feet or in the knees or something, like, destroy him from the bottom up. If you can grab the guy, then maybe, but that would be an interesting match because it would definitely be strength versus quickness versus escape versus use your brain. You've definitely got to use your brain here because you're dealing with someone that is way stronger than you. So this would be interesting. I could see this. As a matter of fact, I would like to see this for the title, sure.
Hey, you never know. Maybe we get that at Stand and Deliver. Let's see. And on that note, with that being your last match, we got, both Ilya and Mello heading down to the ring, I guess, to get ready to speak to one another. And we got Sean Spears being talking to outside, and like we said earlier, he was basically saying Ridge has been lying to himself and to everybody, and he wants them to feel the truth. So stay tuned next week because he's going to be there at Roadblock, aka a televised PLE. And also in between that, Roxanne, the camera really went on her for like no more than a second and a half, real quick, and she just says, "I don't want to speak," and the cameras go off and I guess they go to commercial. And you know, now we both get Mr. Ilya and um Ilya and Mello in the ring together, guys. This was very
Question.
talk to me.
Can you explain what next week is? This what is this? This is a PLE-ish type of thing, this roadblock? Like, what is this exactly?
This is like similar to like when they had Halloween Havoc, and back in the days, like Halloween Havoc was a WCW pay per view back then, and what NXT does is that they just fitted it in on a regular TV day, basically leading up to a main PLE such as like Mania and their next televised one, like they had at Event when they did Vengeance. So NXT always usually does this here and there with stuff like that. So like Roadblock was like an old WWE PLE, if I'm not mistaken. It was something they
you're
came up
correct.
with back then.
You're right. No, you're right. Roadblock was literally the pay per view before WrestleMania.
Okay. Because I was like, damn, I remember it from sometime back then, but I just can't remember when.
I was going to bring that up tonight, but I forgot. I was going to bring up the fact that I love NXT, keeping these old pay per views alive within their show. So yeah, Roadblock was, when they used to have like maybe about 16 shows in 1 year. It came after Elimination Chamber and was right before WrestleMania. You see how we have no pay per view for March? That was the pay per view for March.
That's crazy. Then that means next week with Roadblock, it is in March. Oh shit, that's crazy. So
There
basically,
you go.
basically Roadblock is the way to go with them as far as leading up to Stand and Deliver for them, which is cool. So this is gonna be a good one next week. I want to see how they can fit this all into one show. But these type of PLEs are always done in house. This is not a travel one, so that kind of sucks. I wish they could have traveled for this episode. So, but you know, kudos to them for having this roadblock next week, and I can't wait to see what else happens based off of what we saw tonight. And you know, we got Mello and Ilya in the ring together. Hmm. They was about to sign a contract, and the contract didn't go as planned, fellas. Are you guys satisfied with how this went? I'm gonna go with Dez, and then I'm gonna go with Shane.
Oddly enough, oddly enough, I actually liked how this went. I liked it 100%. Especially compared to the last goddamn contract signing we got with Lyra and shit. I forgot the chick's name now at this point. But I like it. Um, let me look at my notes here real quick, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, so Mello and Ilya is going back and forth talking their shit, and the next thing you know, music hits, and it's the Don, Tony D'Angelo. He interrupts the whole situation. Um, And then he gets in the ring and he says to Mello, he says, "You don't have to be him." And then looks at Ilya and says, "Or NXT champ to make things move around here." And then he snapped his finger, and then all that security that Mello had around the ring just dropped to the floor and left. I was like, "Oh shit!" That was like, "Holy shit!" Even the crowd was like, "Oh, okay." And then he was like, "There's only one Don in NXT." I was like, "Okay, you better flex your muscles on that one, bro." And overall, I was like, well, damn, Mello got played because this was something clearly that, I guess that's what you call it, Ilya and Ava spoke about when we seen Ilya come into Ava's office while Oba was there. And yeah, that was some shit. I like this. I thought we were going in the direction of a triple threat match, but I'll take it. I'll take the Don versus Mello next week because then it's possible that my whole story that I have in my head might come to fruition and start next week, where Trick costs Mello the chance to, go for the NXT championship. And then now that starts their path to stand and deliver, for what I believe is going to still be Mello's last match at NXT. So I'm interested in this. I'm happy that he agreed to sign to it. And who was the last man standing after everything? Mello, the guy that runs this place. And like he said, when it comes to the NXT title, I am the Don. And then he put the Don through the table. He signed that contract, and he was just standing there looking like money because Mello don't miss. Shane O'Mac.
I mean, what else is there to say? You nailed it perfectly. Although I would say that another thing that Dom did, I don't know if you noticed, but he managed to get Ava to get out of her seat and he took her seat. I was like, are you sure that Ava is the general manager here? I mean, she's getting screamed at, she's getting yelled at, she's getting pointed in the face, she's being told to get out of her chair. I mean, girl. Oof. But I would say though that was a totally unexpected. I was not expecting the Don to come out the way he did, and he played that role perfectly. And remembering his last time in the ring when he fought, I'm trying to think who he fought. He fought the Wolf Dogs for that tag team champion, and I remember him just being big and just being dominant. But he lost that match. But damn, this dude is huge and he's powerful. I'm telling you, Mello, he's gonna have a tough fight next week. Should be a very, very good match next week. But everything that Des says, I want to see that because everything that you said from beginning to end all makes sense. It all makes sense, and I can totally buy it, and it's believable. Just like even with this here, wasn't expecting it, but we see why it happened, and it's all believable.
Definitely, guys. Because like one part of that segment that I found interesting was when Mello was talking about his security, and the Don snapped his fingers like, yeah, okay, you know, and the security just dipped. You're like, what? Did he pay the security off? Like, bro, that's some real mafia shit right there. Like, come on, I'm, I'm the Don. I could call my shots whenever. However, I found it interesting with him, and I guess we were talking about this, maybe a week or two ago, and I was like, yo, do you guys feel like this is gonna be a singles run, no more tag team for him? And look, we're getting a singles run from him. This is gonna be interesting, because if he beats Melo next week, she and someone else is gonna be wanting a title shot. It's just gonna, we could possibly see the Don being the champion at
Well,
Stand and Deliver.
well, that was the agreement that they had. If he got, basically they're having a number one contender match next week, and whoever wins is going to stand and deliver to face Ilya. But Jay, now that you say that, right, and thinking back to what you said earlier about when when D'Angelo and the Underboss were watching Luca, and I was against him being a singles competitor. I'm not gonna lie, I said that when you asked about it. But now thinking about it, wouldn't it be crazy that he's trying to bring in Luca to tag with the Underboss so they can continue that whole tag team situation and probably try to get the belts back while he's on his singles path, and so he can go and try to get the NXT championship belt? Like, that's interesting right there. Now that that you said what you said and then linking it back to last week and everything like that, like, y'all thoughts?
Hmm. I see that exactly happening. Exactly.
The same here. Like you got to keep the family intact, and basically with what the Don saw earlier, he was like, yeah, that's the type of guy you put into the family, a guy who's gonna, hit whenever, wherever, even if there's a L being taken. So, he took one for the guy. So maybe that is the man that he will want to be there with him. And as the boss, you know, I'm excited to actually say like, yeah, put the belt on his waist, you know, and look at where Stand and Deliver is at. It's in Philly, borderline in New Jersey, and if I'm not mistaken, that's mafia headquarters, like you could say, like Staten Island, New Jersey, Philly, where you would get those type of mafia things. So I wouldn't be too surprised, if that's our next champion. And on that note, that basically would end everything we've talked about tonight. And I would like to ask y'all guys, what was y'all guys, we're gonna go with it, favorite match of the night, since we could be talking about it on every show. Shane, I'm gonna go with you, and then Mundo.
Wow, this is a tough one because there were quite a bit of matches that I really liked and really enjoyed. Wow. I'm wow. I guess the match for me, because it's the return. We haven't seen these guys in a while, and it was good to see them finally. And they came back, and it's going to be the beginning of them cleaning house. So I'm going to say my match for tonight definitely goes to OC versus Idris and Malik. Just because these guys, they came back and they showed that they still got it, and they're going to give it, and they're going to keep on giving it till they get what they want, is that title.
For me, I'm gonna go with Dijak and Luca. I thoroughly enjoyed that match, a hard hitting match. Um, I'm really getting into the whole Dijak character. Like I said to y'all before, he reminds me some things like just the story wise. He reminds me of a 1996 Undertaker with the all black and that feud, that ongoing feud with Mankind, who constantly keeps coming in to matches and situations and fucking with him. So I like the whole story, everything. So that's my match of the night: Dijak and Luca.
Yeah, those three bells was for Dez. Your turn, Jay.
Jay, maybe he didn't hear the bells.
No, 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 no. I thought I pressed the mute button and I didn't. It didn't go click on my end. So sorry. I
Do
was
you
busy
have
here
like an
talking to.
Obama phone or something? Like, why can't you mute and unmute? An
It
Obama
happens.
phone, dude.
It happens to the best of us sometimes. It's happened to Mundo at times too. So shh.
I was gonna stay quiet in this. Why you gotta drag me in this for? It's between the two of y'all.
Come on, come on, come on, come on. My match of the night goes to the debut of Jakara Jackson in her match against Roxanne Perez. This was something that I was looking forward to because it was needed, and it's just the fire that we're getting out of Roxanne Perez as well, and her momentum in this mean streak. And I'm, like I'm excited to see what both ladies can do going forward. That match has so much slaps in it that if that's the normal, like us getting slapped like that, we gonna be red as fuck. We gonna, we gonna look wild after a slap fest. So, kudos to the ladies for putting on a decent match, and you know, that closes out the show, fellas. You know, this was overall a great show tonight. I loved what I seen from everybody. And guys, any final thoughts for tonight before we close it up? I'm gonna go with Des first, and then Shane to close it up since he's leading off on Friday.
Well, I was struggling on whether I should keep this for Raw next week or should I say it tonight. But I don't know. Do you guys want to just close it out and I'll just save it for Raw? I think I should. Yeah.
Say it, say it,
Say it,
say
say
it,
it.
say
All
it.
right. So I have a question for y'all. If the WWE one day inducts matches into the Hall of Fame, much like UFC does with their fights, what matches should go in to the Hall of Fame? I have a match that, off the top of my head, King of the Ring, Undertaker versus Mankind in the second ever Hell in a Cell match. That's I'll come back to it again on Raw, and I'll give y'all a week to do a top five. But like,
No, no, no. I got one off the head. I got one, and I would say that ladder match between Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon will definitely be a Hall of Fame match, in my opinion. What about you, Shane?
I was going to say Mankind and Undertaker when he threw his ass over over the cell and into the announce table. Like, you can't get any more brutal than that. I mean, hell, Vince McMahon himself was like, yeah, that was awesome, but don't ever do that again. That was a once in a lifetime match that you would never see. So that one is definitely my choice.
so you agree with me? I like it. We were thinking the same thing at the same time.
As
Awesome.
soon as you said it, before you even finish answering, before you even finish asking, I immediately thought that and seeing his ass flying right down to the table.
That reaction from JR and the reaction from the crowd. Like, I watched that match back from time to time, throughout a year or so, and I'm still in awe about it. I even watched a viewing of Undertaker and Mankind while they watched that match back together and how they were talking about it, and like some stuff people didn't know that they were gonna do, and then some stuff they did know. So it's incredible that they got away with that. I got a message from Drew. Jay.
Definite Hall of Fame match will be Bret Hart, Stone Cold I Quit match. That's a straight that's a straight legend Hall of Fame match. It changed Stone Cold's character, made him bigger than ever. That match is a must.
WrestleMania 13, definitely Bret Hart versus Stone Cold, and they did the double switch. Bret became the heel, and Stone Cold became the babyface. I agree with that. But yeah, fellas, keep that in mind for the next week or so, because on Monday I'll ask it again, and I would love to get a top 5 from y'all. I think a top 10 would be too much, so I'll do a top 5, and it'll still make it hard, but it'll give you some time to just think about that. Jay.
We could go ahead with that. That was that your final thought for the night?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. My bad. I got hype all over again. My bad. But yeah, thank you to everybody that joined us tonight. Thank you NXT for putting on a good show for us. Thank you Jay, Shane for having me tonight. All the laughs, the shade, all of the fun banter that we do on this show. It's all in good love and fun. Nothing. This is just a show for us. It's not real life. So with that being said, Mundo is now leaving. Shane.
All in all, I said I really enjoyed tonight. Another dynamite episode of NXT. Again, you have 3 separate dudes that had 3 separate matches of the night. That deserves a bell for you, NXT, for putting on a damn good show. And I'm so looking forward to next week. But guess what, y'all? We still get to hang out later this week. For Friday night, it's SmackDown with your homie, Shane O'Mac. And guess what? If you paid attention to NXT tonight, on the lower left-hand side, they had the QR codes so that you can buy tickets for the next 2 SmackDowns as well as the next 2 Raws. But guess what? This Friday SmackDown was said to be sold out. So they're going to have a sold out crowd in Glendale, Arizona. That is going to be a lit crowd. I am looking forward to that. And because The Rock is going to be in the house. So we should definitely see what's going on. Fellas, as always, it's been awesome talking to you guys, hanging out with you guys, and throwing shade at one of the guys. Everyone that joined us today, thank you so much for joining us and leaving comments. Mr. Boom, good to see you as always. We hope to see you again on Friday. And with that being said, it's your homie Shane O'Mac from East New York saying good fight, good night.
As well, thank you to everyone. Thank you to my two guys, my fellas. Love y'all. Blessings. And Triple J and the Three Bells podcast is now leaving Yo City. Yeet.
And as always, no heat.